Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight.
Heshy just left. Just enough Heshy show. You played the music? I don't know. I didn't hear the music. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Just Enough Heshy. I don't know how you play the music if it's only 9:02 with a minute to go. I don't know. He ruins my beautiful. I want you to play that song again. I don't care. Play my Just Enough Heshy song right now. Right, my YouTube friends? Welcome. And let them play it one more time. I want to hear it. I know Instagram doesn't want to hear it. Anyways. We've been off for a couple of weeks. Welcome. I want to say hello to Natasha and Jay and all of you. I can't read. I'm too old to start looking at the screen. I'll look at a couple questions as we go on. But I missed all of you. I had so much to think about, and you know the election is coming on, and of course you all have to go out and vote, and we do need to make a change. I even made a prediction that I'm going to tell you all about. I'm telling you that Heshy's right. By the way, I don't know if the Instagram people could see it, but I'm wearing my button that I bought at the Trump rally, Trump Vans, Fight America. Costed me $5, and I was willing to pay for it. You know why? Just to support my Trump. Of course, I gave my old donation to him, but it was a great rally. I'm going to tell you, I was online and I don't know. And then a lot of people who noticed me over there were saying how skinny I am. I don't even notice it, but I want you to know, I want to give you guys my special skinny recipe. Yes, I did the Ozempic. I did cheat. Yes, Instagram and TikTok, and in YouTube, you can all freak out. Oh, Heshy, you cheated. Makes no difference. I now learned a special juicing trick. I'm not a juicer, but I went into a store and they gave me 3 different selections, and it was $19. And I went to the grocery and I bought myself some pears and apples and ginger and cucumbers. And I found this recipe online and I got the basic core recipe. And then I make it. And today, for maybe not even $9 and all the fruit and honey and all that stuff, I'm able to make 5 of those drinks. And I prepare them into Go cups. And I take it, Linda takes a cup and a half. And I have a cup. And I give one to my partner, Penny, who I don't like. And my neighbor next door. And I know you guys are laughing. I don't like him. I still have to take care of him. There's a lot of people we don't like, but he's my partner. And then I drop it off to my son too sometimes when he's behaving himself, who's my producer. This week he was somewhat good. He let me see my granddaughter twice. But we have an interesting show today. We're going to talk about a lot of things. I hope you guys call into the show at 646-974-1580. I hope he posted on the board. And you won't believe this. I even bought Linda a special holiday necklace. I don't know how I scraped to get that money. $20 a week I've been hiding, and Linda caught me with the envelope, and I said, Linda, it's for you. And she wanted to take the money. You know how Linda is with that big fat pocketbook of hers. But I said, no, Linda, this is a gift I'm going to buy you, and I have a special gift for her in mind. And I bought her these earrings. It wasn't expensive, but yes, I put away, I think it was $1,350. Yes, $20 at a time. And I bought Linda these diamond-studded earrings with a little pearl in it. And she was so excited. And she made me a stupid salad. I hate salads. But I do the cooking. I want to give you my special recipe. And now when the show starts, I'm going to tell you about my baked pasta recipe. Oh, it came out delicious. You guys are going to freak out, all you people on YouTube. And I have my juicing little trick. I'm going to give you that recipe. And anybody who wants it, you can email me or text me or whatever you want to do. Let me see if I have any questions. 1 second. Oh, you're right. He should what? We should upload the song to the channel. But I think I did it once or twice, but I'm going to do it again, and that's a good idea. Anyways, I'd like to discuss with you very serious issues. New York City, the election, and the reason why we're going to talk about this election. I know you're all sick of this, okay, and sick of all that advertising which I want to talk about that as well, because after this election, something serious is going to happen to me. So I want you all to be prepared. I want you all support, and I want to welcome also our listeners. They just joined us at 102.7 FM HD3, Metro New York, 24 hours daily. And I also want to welcome, of course, our WSNR listeners at 620 AM radio. And I finally figured out WJPR 1640 AM in Miami. Can you believe it? I finally figured out how to say that correctly. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Facebook fans, YouTube fans, Instagram fans, and my special badge that says Fight for America and Trump. The advertising is so crazy that just in 2 states, they spend so much money that they're paying, it's costing them like $28 per voter. You're looking at almost $1 billion these guys have spent, Trump and Kamala. Where that money could go, we all know what's going on. We have the televisions, we have the Instagram, and you're making us crazy with this advertising. And they're cursing each other out, calling each other Nazis. Joe Biden getting on. I mean, he can't even stutter when he complains about things. So here's my prediction, my dear friends. Listen to me, YouTube. Listen to me, radio fans. Next week when you come back on this show, you're going to hear me say it. Trump wins with 63% to Kamala's 36%. Listen to me. I know everybody's telling you it's a 1-point race. It's close. Trump is going to get 63%, not the popular vote. It's going to be the Electoral College, and 36% for Kamala. We got it. We got it. The country is going to be better. We're going to do good. Everybody's betting on it. Even all the odds are saying on it. And let's forget about who's going to be president. Trump is going to calm things down. We're right now running at a very fast pace. People are getting killed in Israel. Hezbollah, Hamas. People are, I don't even want to tell you the murders and the shootings and the stabbings on the trains. Where's our police officers? I'll tell you where they are. They're busy giving tickets. They're busy giving sanitation tickets. They're busy towing cars in my neighborhood on a holiday and working when people don't even know where their cars are because they're working on streets. I mean, not talking one, they're shutting down traffic, buses not being able to move. They're purposely doing this, and I don't have no idea why. There's no system. There's got to be a system with all these streets, with such a big city. We have no organization, and we have no organization in this country. Trillions of dollars are being thrown away. Billions of dollars are being spent on a war in a world that should be at peace. We're spending money to kill other people. And we're all complaining about ourselves. We had a rape in Central Park this week. 5 teen shootings. 3 kids surfing on the train. If you'd have the cops there, it wouldn't be happening. We have no control, no organization. Forget the city, forget the country. You're talking the world. And you're saying, Heshy, well, it's such a big picture. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated with a small world today. I know you're going to say I'm ranting and raving everybody. I don't really care. And that's what I'm telling you about this election. On November the 5th, we're going to choose a president. New York City is going to choose a lot of local elections. My election is not November the 5th. I want to clear it all up with you. My councilman will be vacating his seat. He's supposed to vacate it right after the election, but he's going to hold on to it till December 31st. Then the mayor will announce the special election. Nobody has joined the race yet. So it's only me. I'm going to want your volunteers. So don't forget to donate to my campaign. And my campaign is HeshyTishler.com. HeshyTishler.com. $25, $10, $15. We're so close to the finish line. I know they're going to put up somebody big. We hear the gossip all over the place. But yes, I'm going to run a race. You're not going to hear me call him Nazi. You're not going to hear me call him idiot. I'm not going to go after him. Yeah, I'm going to go after his policies. I'm going to tell you what he's done or nothing that he's done, or what he's accomplished, or what he's done right or wrong. I'm not going to go hurt him, but if he doesn't do the right job like Santos, he didn't deserve to be our congressman. Not my congressman, but any congressman, the congressman to represent the United States. This is one of the greatest countries in the world. And then you have a Kamala who she wants to compete against Trump, with the big rallies. I was at the Trump rally. I was online. I came a little late, and I just got into the line at 2 o'clock when they told us to come. We moved up. I got into Madison Square Garden, and right by the front of the doors, they said they ran out of space. and we couldn't get in, and we can watch it on the video. And so I turned around and walked out and watch it on my phone. But I miss Trump. But I was there, and I met a lot of people, and I posted a video of all the people that we spoke online to, and we had a good time. And I took pictures with so many young people. Wow, so many. Everybody's telling me the young, the Gen Z, the Gen X and M and the millennials. No, there were thousands of young kids there, young 18, 20-year-olds coming out to support Trump. And nobody was leaving the rally early. So Kamala makes this big rally, and she invites Beyonce. Wow, I like Beyonce. Beyonce was there for about 3 minutes. She tricked the entire stadium. That's what the Democrats are doing. They're tricking you. They're brainwashing you. You think that what they're saying is true, but it's not true. You know, I want to tell you something, and I know some of my Catholic listeners and Gentile listeners, I'm going to make fun of Christmas. I'm not making fun of Christmas. Santa Claus, we all know, is not real. Okay, we know that he's a fictional character to make the kids happy, like we have Hanukkah with some of our make-believe stories. But Christmas was never real. I mean, it's a real holiday, but there was no Santa Claus. Coca-Cola was selling, and this is a true fact, historical true fact. You can check it up. That in the 1920-something, they saw that the Coca-Cola sales were very high in the summer, but low in the winter. So they needed, an advertising guy came up with this idea how to sell it. They created Santa Claus with the red and white. He looks like Coca-Cola. Then they gave him a name, Kris Kringle. And Kris Kringle was a guy who snuck down chimneys to rob houses. And they made this whole story, and they put it together. And Christmas which is a good holiday, but they made it into a sellable holiday. And that's why it became very popular, because a good advertiser. Again, they tricked you into it. This is what our media does. And when you're watching Fox, and I tell you every day, I watch Fox for a few minutes, I go back to CNN because the channels are right next to each other by me, and I'm listening one side of the story. I get nervous when I'm watching CNN. I go to Fox and I'm feeling better because these commentators are talking about the same subject but in two different ways. Trump is bad. He's a murderer. He's going to destroy the country. He's going to be a dictator. And then the next one says, oh, how great Trump is. And he is. He's done a lot of charity. He helps a lot of people. He's racist. He's a Nazi. He's not a racist. He's not a Nazi. I hear black people supporting him, Latino people supporting him. And I was at the rally. And then you have black people on CNN and other people telling us crazy things about him. You know, I'm against abortion. Fact. I don't want abortion. I think abortion is wrong. But again, I can't tell a woman what to do with her body. And there is abortion is sometimes needed. So we have to be careful about this abortion law. Yes, the states have to regulate it. But right now with Proposition 1 on our ballot, it's telling us that we're going to put this abortion thing into our Constitution, and we'll never be able to get rid of it, and nobody can ever override it. Let me tell you what else it does. It talks about transgender. It talks about allowing men to identify themselves as a woman and play in women's sports. You know, it's not a simple law. These people trick us. Governor Hochul is an idiot. Governor Hochul is an idiot. And she thinks she's going to trick us. She thinks that we're stupid people. She thinks we're stupid. Most of those people in elected office are stupid. That's what they think, we're stupid. That's why I'm going to run for city council. You guys will see when I win, you will not only have a good time watching me, but you will hear the truth. You will see me showing you transparency. Whether they allow me on committees or not allow me on committees, I'm going to stop them. I don't know how. I do have a plan, but I'm going to stop them. I'm going to stop so many ridiculous laws. I'm going to just punish them with screaming. I'm going to make a show on TV. I'm going to make sure that they're all videotaped. All of it. You know, recently there was a guy, Ezra Friedlander, a Democrat, and he went to vote. He didn't tell us who he voted for, but we all found out that he voted for Kamala. We know it for a fact, and he never denied the fact. Then he went and took his father-in-law in, a rabbi, in to vote, and he videotaped him voting. And when I walk in there with a camera or even a shirt, it's illegal, but this guy who's a lobbyist somehow was able to get away with it. How did they allow that? Because there's always somebody scamming or being paid off or not following the rules. And yeah, I believe there will be voter fraud. They did find 2,500 illegal votes. They did find 1,200 people that are not registered to vote or not citizens or can't prove their citizenship in Georgia, and they put them back on the ballot. The Democrats are ready right now with about 30 different lawsuits to sue when the election ends. I mean, nothing happened. You're already preparing lawsuits? You're already preparing? Well, this is what it is, and it's all our fault, people, because it's we the people. They're zero. We the people allow them to happen. We the people keep electing the same idiots. We the people take our councilman, make him a senator, the senator back to the councilman. Ina Vernikova wants to run for Senate. She didn't do nothing as councilwoman. My councilman, Mr. Kalman Yeager, is now your assemblyman. Uncontested. Yes, I had no choice but to agree to it. And our Republican Party, I was watching, gave my future opponent, maybe Simcha Felder, the Republican line. Why? There's nobody running against him. Why'd you do that? Because you're going to do that, what I hear, against me. They think they get their few little pennies that they wins. They're only looking out for themselves. They're not looking out for the people. We have homelessness in this city so bad that the Bronx is so saturated, oversaturated with people, that people are living on, it's just sickening. It's just sickening what's going on in the Bronx. And those people are struggling. And then you walk down Fifth Avenue and you see more. You see people living on the street. I don't know how they're going to survive the winter. I can't even go outside with 2 coats, 7 pairs of gloves, and it's freezing. And these people are sleeping on the street. They'd rather sleep on the street. I have no idea how to survive. And we can't organize New York City with a $119 billion budget. We have children that are just lost. Our schools are maybe at 13% graduation rate, even though they promote everybody. But those guys are, a lot of them are illiterate. There's no understanding of education. They're brainwashing our children with stupidity. By the way, I was talking to a young lady, and she works in the government offices, and she's writing a children's book, and she made a lot of characters, and you're going to love this. One of the characters is me. I'm one of those children characters. I can't wait for the book to come out to show it to you all. It's going to be that I'm one of those funny characters. So anyways, I want to just tell you guys one quick thing before we start the show. My pasta menu is simple. It's a great, beautiful recipe. You take the pasta, you put it into one of those glass oven pans. You're not going to cook it. You're going to bake it. Then right on top of the pasta, you're going to put a little bit of the tomato sauce. Not tomato paste, tomato sauce you put on there. Cut some mushrooms. Cut some garlic on there. A little bit of olive oil. That's it. Nothing more. Don't get crazy. What I do is I throw some tomatoes, some salt, some pepper in there. You know what I mean? And then I put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. You're laughing at me, Heshy, you're a cook. Yes. I let it cook. I let it come out. Then I mix it all together, and then I put some mozzarella cheese on top of it. I put it back in the oven for till the cheese really melts. Take it back out, mix it up. You will have the most delicious baked pasta. Great, wonderful pasta. Tell me when you try it, call me up. And if you want a recipe written down or emailed to you, email justenoughheshy@gmail.com. And that's it. Or somehow go to the heshytishler.com website. I'm sure there's an email over there that you can get in touch with me, and I will give you the recipe and write it up. Here's my juicing thing that I've lost weight. I know you think everybody gives you this. The basic juice is to take a small piece of ginger, some 2 small cucumbers, peel it. You don't have to peel it, but I like to peel it. And I also throw in there the ginger and lemon and lime, and you mix it together. Now, and I put some honey to take rid of the taste. That is a weight loss thing. If you do that twice a day, I usually do it once a day, me and Linda. But Linda didn't like the taste of it, so I've been putting in strawberries. I cut up a green apple or a red apple, a piece of pear. I throw in some pineapple over there because it's also good for weight loss. I threw in some carrots today and a banana, and then I put in some of the almond milk. I mix it together in a nice blender. I can get like 4.5 cups. It doesn't even cost you $10, and it's cheaper and it's healthy. It's filling. and it's a great thing. And you can put any kind of fruits in there. Today I used blueberries and pomegranate. I threw in a little bit extra, and it's just great. You don't have to use the almond milk if you're broke. You can use a water instead. The only reason I use the milk is just gives it a little bit more taste, and it takes away the ginger. I don't like the ginger so much. Then honey helps a lot, and when you finish, you dab it with a little bit of cinnamon. Oh, I'm telling you, the juicing is healthy. It's good. I'm down a little bit over 107 pounds now. I'm not saying I'm doing it. Yes, you're right. I cheated with Ozempic, but I'm going to look skinny when I get elected and I stand on that stage and I eat my pizza. But yeah, Linda, it makes me salads, and when she's not looking, I really eat the corned beef. I don't like being so skinny. I want to give a shout out to my granddaughter Mira Nava, Layla Tamar, my son Moshe, who moved to Passaic, New Jersey. I'm very upset about it. My son Yaakov and his beautiful new bride Rayleigh. I'm not shouting out to my son Avram because he was bad to me this week, but I do love my beautiful grandson Yeshua and granddaughter Ahuva. Ellie, hello, and Sergeant Peter, I love you. We're going to do another commercial quickly for my friend that I put away the money and helped me buy this beautiful earrings for Linda. Those diamond pearl earrings. It cost me $1,350. Really, I was checking out the prices. They're like $2,700, $2,800. They gave me a great deal on it. And he's called the Estate Exchange. The Estate Exchange, fine jewelry, rare and estate pieces, specialty in exchange of fine metals. He's located at 5303 12th Avenue, 5303 12th Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. His website is www.nyc-gold.com, www.nyc-gold.com. You can see him on Instagram as well. The Estate Exchange, his phone number is 917-721-0119, 917-721-0119. Go to him, call him. He's just a smart guy, and he's very good, and he didn't even look at me. This time I brought Linda in, and he was showing Linda exactly, the earrings, and I was scared that he was going to raise the price on me. And most importantly, don't forget Green Line Building Solutions. I am just super duper great. I mean, I know I'm bragging again, but we do help with vacate orders. We do help with stop work orders. I had a guy, this week I was on it. I went to the Trump rally, and we came back. I was a little bit tired, and I picked up Linda. And what happened? Why am I speeding up? Green Line Building Solutions. So we're located at 7818, our phone number 718-871-0382, 718-871-0382, 202 Forster Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11230, 202 Forster Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11230, 718-871-0382. And the reason why I'm pitching it is because after the Trump rally, I was called to the synagogue that I helped. And, my friend is here. He doesn't want to come into the show. This is the nicest man. Come into the show. I don't want his wife. His wife doesn't like me. Moshe, just say hello to my fans. Moshe, do you like me?
Yes, of course.
Why?
I love him.
Why?
He's a great guy.
He won't give me free challah. I want one challah. He says, no, you have to slice it yourself. Why won't he slice my challah? Can you give me a sliced challah raisin? I like raisin challah. Can I get a raisin? Get out. Get out of my show. He doesn't even bring me a donut, but I love him. He's the most nicest man, always helps us out, and I really do like his wife, but she broke all my tile today. Anyways, so what happened was I was invited to the synagogue that was shut down for 15 years. In the last 2 years, I helped them get open, 501c, and the rabbi told me to come over. They're doing some kind of prayer. When I got there was about 300 people having the big meal celebrating. And I was shocked. And then thank God I was wearing my suit and tie. And they called me to the front. The rabbi gave me a bottle of wine, and they all got up and clapped, and I posted it on my video. This is what I do. I fight the city for you. They know that I was there day and night fighting for them. I got them opened, and I make sure that they're able to service the community with their good deeds, with their soup kitchens, with their ritual baths for the women and the men. This is what I do. Like now I had a guy, one of my friends, who's saying they vacated his building 2 years ago, and he'd been trying to open it up, and they've been giving him a hard time. I finally got it opened. I finally got them plans, permits finished. All of a sudden, the chief changed the rules. You got to do something extra. I said, but it's not fair. And I wrote him a whole letter that I'm running for city council. I'm going to report them. They got scared. They called me back, and they said, okay, fine, we'll give you an inspection. But 2 months it takes them while we're losing jobs. But if I would have brought migrants in there, or I would have made it to illegal apartments for the mayor, they would have opened up the building. But for us legal citizens who are trying to make money, trying to do the right thing, they make us suffer and jump through hoops for nothing, for a document, for a piece of paper. I had to drive down to the commissioner's office and say, your chief is wrong. And thank God the commissioner overrode him. But usually they don't do that. And this is what Green Line Building Solutions does for you. And we're very good at what I do. And I try my best. I don't cheat. I know the codes and the laws. And I know how to skirt around them because they try to cheat us. And I try to beat them back. So anyways, let's start our show. And of course, we're going to have to go with our quote. And this is a quote from one of my fans and listeners. And very simple. Progress is never free. There's always a cost. And that's very true. And before anything great is really achieved, your comfort zone must be disturbed. And two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. I'm trying to tell you that you people, you're very smart. But don't let the stupid people, the government, trick us. We have to be able to understand that we have to give up some of our freedom and time. And the problem that I see with that, and I know I'm being philosophical now, and you all are commenting on Heshy's philosophy. I'm 60 years old. I look back many times and I say, oh my God, I could have had more vacations. I could have spent more time with the family. And then I know that I have to serve my God. I have to serve my fellow man. And at the end of the day, I believe that there will be a next world. But then again, why did I waste my time here? Did I work all my life? Some people are so rich, like, so many people have said, oh, I worked so hard and on my dying deathbed, I wasted my life for all the money for what? And that's true. That's true. And I realize that. And I sit with Linda all the time. My beautiful Linda and me have discussed many times about retiring and going away and not continuing on. We've done our deal. And I said, Linda, it never ends. That's what upsets me about Kamala Harris. We're going to go back now to the main election. Kamala says, and Miss Hochul, Governor Hochul says, you know why Trump had the Trump rally? Let me tell you why. You're going to love this, YouTube and my radio listeners. Trump is tired, so he wanted to come home to his home base where he didn't have to go out because he accepts the law, so he came to his backyard. We had 50, 60,000 people showed up. This man has more energy than me, and he's 77 years old. This man goes from place to place while Kamala is exhausted at 60. And you're telling me she's just, again, Governor Hochul does not deserve to be governor. I have no idea why we have governor. And Kamala says, vote for a woman because women's rights. We know what women are doing. Maybe sometimes women are mistreated, but you have women that are presidents of companies, women that are chief executive officers, women that are billionaires. One of the richest women in the world. I mean, one of the richest people in the world is a woman. Don't tell me women's rights. That's why we have to vote for Kamala. We have to vote for her because she's competent, and she's not. She's done nothing with the border, nothing with taxes, nothing with our inflation, nothing with the homeless people, nothing with the migrants. I mean, let's go across the board. I don't know what she's done. And here's the best part. We spend billions of dollars. She is in charge of the space, of our space program. What has she accomplished in the space program? We're 50-something years in. We're able to create a vaccine in 2 weeks. We're able to drive electric cars. Our planes fly faster than the speed of sound. We can't go to the moon every single week. We can't. We can't go to Mars yet. And we turn it over to private industry. You see SpaceX and Elon Musk, they're able to create faster and better our space program. You're so busy that the earth is going to be overflowed with people that we should kill them or vaccine them or not have our birth population, stop our population. Why aren't we at Mars? We shouldn't be going to the moon. The moon is a waste of time. There's no life on the moon. What, we're going to build space stations and live in boxes? You know that's stupid. Who wants to be in a box? Who wants to be in a glass bubble? I know that maybe Mars, we could be livable. Maybe we could create an atmosphere. Why aren't we at Mars? 55 years. And the whole world, what we've done in the last 100 and something years, it's fantastic. Waste of time, Waste of billions and billions of dollars that we can feed the world, take the homelessness off. You see now Mayor Adams is creating a new law to break the zoning in Midtown to build more housing. Here's my deal. Who do you think that housing is going to go to? It's going to go to the rich. It's not going to go to the poor. It's not going to go to the low income. Why aren't you building up the Bronx? Why aren't you building up lower Brooklyn? Why aren't you building up Queens or deep into Staten Island, the bad areas? Why? I'm going to take a phone call in a minute, but I want to tell you my joke. I know it's a stupid joke, but this really happened to me. And I bought this new cologne, and Linda asked me, what is the name of your cologne you're wearing? So I told her, guess. She said, it would be much easier if you told me. Now, that's a funny joke. Please, you got to make the laugh track go. Guess is the name of the cologne. Okay. That wasn't a laugh track. That wasn't laughter. That was a clapping. What a dumbbell. Here's a better joke for you quickly. When I was a kid, I went for an interview to do some bookkeeping. So the guy asked me, what is the gross aggrandized, who cares, annuity means? I said, here's my answer. It means I didn't get the job because I didn't know the answer. Whatever. That was fun. Okay. Idiot. Let's take a phone call for now before we make fun of Joe Biden and the rest of them. Hello? Who's on the phone? And who's calling? Hello?
Hi, this is Judah.
Hello, Judah. How are you?
Good, Uncle Hesh. How are you?
Good, my boy. Good. Talk to me.
I just wanted to comment on, you said it wasn't organized with everything that's going on. I think it's very organized. I think the Democrats are trying to ruin this country on purpose. Yesterday, a Chabad guy got slashed by the Barclays Center by some terrorists screaming Allah Akbar.
I heard about that.
And I think that it's just on purpose. It is organized. They're trying to ruin this country.
Oh yeah, I know what they. But I'm telling you, the country is not organized. I know what the Democrats are organized. It's like organized crime. Crime is out there. It's terrible. By the way, can I have my producer fix my screen? I messed up all over here. Come over here and help me. But you're right, Judah. But they're organized criminals. They are organized criminals. They are tricking us. They're using us. They're leftists. In my neighborhood, they opened up over 30-something blocks. And they still have those streets open. I don't know what they're putting in the ground. I'm watching it. I don't know what they're putting into the ground. But I'm telling you something right now that they are organized. They're organized to trick us, to play with us, and they're ruining the country with their stupidities. Transgender men playing in women's sports. It's just... They are organized, but they're organized in a way to hurt us. I'm telling you that this country is lost because they don't know how to fix the problems. We need qualified people that have worked in the private sector, who are willing to give up their life, not just because for money or for fame, but to do the right thing. I love Elon Musk. Billionaire, whatever he is, they're going after him now that he's giving away $1 million to potential voters, or voting if you're a voter. They're thinking of finding a way to saying that it's illegal. He didn't do nothing illegal. Kamala told all the voters that I'm going to give you $20,000 to every black man for your business, $25,000 for your house. You're telling me she didn't, but first of all, she's never going to come up with the money. She'll never get it approved in a Republican Congress and Senate. And she just made that promise. I don't even know how she did that. The first thing you want to know when somebody lies, when they become a politician and they say, I promise, because they never keep their word correctly. I can't see your questions. I messed up on the screen here. I'm hoping my guy fixes it. I don't know how to fix it. I hope he fixes it, but he doesn't want to fix it. But it's too loud. But Judah, I'm thanking you for your call. You were kind enough to call, and you young people are responsible to us. You young people have to come out and question us. You young people can make that decision who should be in power, and stop listening to the adults and putting the same players from one job to the next. There should be term limits for the Congress. I mean, you need a 90-year-old congresswoman. I mean, they actually wheel them in their wheelchairs. Do you know that I was talking to a pharmacist from Washington, D.C.? He says half of those people are on medication. Really, they make a lot of money from these people. They shouldn't be there. You make a policeman quit at 65, firemen quit, sanitation workers quitting at 55, and you allow these politicians there to be 90 years old? More than 2 terms? 2 terms. Now, I understand the turnovers. But today we teach our young people. We bring in apprentices when we get hired as councilmen and assemblymen so we can give it to the next guy or a person that's qualified to beat him. Having these long-term people there for 30, 40 years, I mean, Schumer is like the worst of the worst. And he went to visit a rabbi, and the rabbi didn't even say a word to them that this man was an anti-Jew hater. I know you're going to say Schumer is not, but he is. I mean, we had 1,200 people murdered. Forget they were Jews. Murdered, raped. And what is he saying? There shouldn't be a war and we're killing the Palestinians. The Palestinians, I saw a video, were celebrating September 11th. Now, I'm not talking about my Muslim brothers and friends and clients and people in America. People from other countries, it wasn't only there, celebrating the death of 2,500, 3,000 Americans. Innocent people. Not soldiers. Nobody should be killed when they're not, or die for no reason. I'm not depressed, but here's what upsets me. United Nations that has, I actually, as a kid growing up, I believed in the United Nations. I believed there should be a one world order, one government controlling the little governments, that we should all have a place to go to ask questions. The smartest of the smart from every single country should go to the UN, and we should all go to this body, our presidents and vice presidents, our representatives, to deal with each other's issues. Start to stop wars. United Nations is upset that Israel passed 2 laws to shut down the UNRWA. Now, we have proof and evidence that there was over 1,000, 1,200 of them supporting the Palestinian cause. Hiding the terrorists. Some of them were part of the Hamas organization. Why should we support them? They're still not letting their people get some of the supplies. We're watching videos of them shooting and killing and beating their own people and not feeding them. They don't want to make a deal. When Sinwar was killed, that animal dog was killed, and he has $5 billion, which we don't even know where that is. You know what I mean? And it's like, I saw a lady on the internet saying, oh, this terrorist murderer who was in jail for murder of many people came out, was the head of this terrorist organization that killed and murdered and raped. And then he was being protected by hostages. He moved around with hostage shields. She felt bad for him that we killed him. I mean, you didn't feel bad for Osama bin Laden. Even though some people I heard were upset that we killed Osama bin Laden. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Let's come back to America. I love watching wrestling. First of all, by the way, the Yankees are going to win tonight. I just want you all to know on YouTube, we all spoke about it. Yankees are going to, and I hope they're winning. Does anybody know the Yankees score? What time is it? 9:30. They better be winning. I'm going to be ashamed of myself. But I hope the Yankees win. I do believe in the Yankees. I love the Yankees. When my father passed away in 1977, I was a little down, and those Yankees got me through tough times. And in 98, when my 2 little kids were sitting on my lap, we watched every single game. I'm a Yankee fan through and through, from 1973 as a kid when I was like 9 years old to understand it, all the way till now. I've always been a Yankee fan, and I like the Mets, but I'm really, really a Yankee fan. I would have loved to see a Subway World Series, but that didn't happen. It would have made New York really exciting, maybe to forget some of our troubles. But in the wrestling world today, I hear that some of them are having abuse of children. The wrestlers are. We're not watching in the sports world. We look at them as heroes, but it's not only in the sports world. We have to watch that children are being kidnapped. There was a 9-year-old little girl almost kidnapped on the street, and she ran over to a crossing guard mother. Thank God they didn't get her. We have kids that are surfing on the trains, subway surfing, dying. 3 of them, I think it was this week or last week. I mean, what's going on here? Where are the cops? Stop giving out tickets. Stop it. We have 45,000, 50,000 police officers, $8 billion budget. Even when the cop is giving a ticket, let's understand this. A cop is getting $45, $50 an hour. He's sitting there an hour to give the ticket. Just let's clear that up. He's wasting everybody's time. Now we have to go to court and waste the guy's time. So basically, they're going to collect $200. What happens is we get points on our license and our insurance goes up. That's all. That's all that happens. Now, this police officer that costed us the money sat in his car. He didn't give a ticket every hour, so he was sitting there another hour. So for $100, he gave us a $150, $200 ticket. For what? For going 7 miles over the speed limit, not even being in danger. Today, Mayor Adams finally said jaywalking is going to be no more a crime or no more ticketable offense. They were actually giving people tickets for crossing on the wrong part of the street. And only when they were in the mood. Cops see you all the time crossing in the street, crossing in the middle of the sidewalk, crossing during a red light. And you know that cops themselves break the red lights. I see it many, many times. And they put on their fake lights. But we don't question that. The cops are out there to protect us. There's 500, I don't know what the banging is, but there's 500 crimes by these Venezuelan migrant gangs. I'm not even talking about the gangs in the Bronx. 500 criminal migrant gangs. Crimes, rapes, robberies, assaults. What's going on here? Where's our cops? Why aren't we watching them? We know where they are. You're telling me crime is down, but it's not down. Let's take a phone call. By the way, the judge puts Rudy Giuliani on the mute because he was fighting with his sex accuser, somebody from 30 years ago or 20 years ago. I mean, she accuses him, tells the whole world and embarrasses him, and he can't answer back. They're coming after Rudy. Rudy, I'm sorry. You're one of the best men on the planet. I apologize what they did to you. Who's on the phone? Who's calling into the show tonight? Hello?
Hey, it's Natasha.
Hey, Natasha. How are you, Natasha? You're the best. You joined me early. What's going on, my beautiful friend? Thank you, my darling. First of all, Natasha, is Trump going to win? Is Trump going to win or not?
What are we all going to do, man? If they steal it, though. We know Trump has more support, but what are we going to do if they for real steal it?
You are right. And I want you to know something that I don't know what to tell you. They're going to steal it. You and I know they're going to steal it. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm disappointed that I know that the Trump has to win by a big margin, that they can't steal it. But if it's close, they're going to have lawyers. They're going to say false voting. But I know that the Republicans are trying their best. They're going to try to watch it. But again, we have a couple of people in our group as well, Natasha, that I don't know. Maybe they were paid off. Maybe they don't care. Some people just don't care, but they're little. But I believe in America. I believe that God is watching us. God gave us a little bit of a punishment. He says, listen, Trump was around the first time. The country didn't rally around him. You guys all went crazy. I'm going to give you a punishment. I know I'm talking stupidity and I shouldn't be talking about God about this. I believe that God does.
Well, all things come from God. It's valid. It's valid.
And I believe that Trump is going to win. We need Trump. I mean, there's no way that this man 3 times could. I mean, do you see the energy he has? He's a winner. No matter what, you know, they were showing a video of him hugging his wife on the stage, and he patted her in the back, and they slowed down the video that he touched her behind. He just patted her for a second. The way they played video was they made him look like an animal. This is what our media does. This is what the Democrats do. And you're right, we're playing the same game back. But it's bad. And you know, how do you call a man a Nazi? A Nazi is a bad thing to call. I call people Nazis when they act like Nazis. You know, like, yes, I call people...
you know, I mean, they use that. They call me a Nazi. I'm Jewish, and I'm black, and I'm capitalist. Everything Nazis hate, you know, but I'm a Nazi because I don't like communism, so...
Right. And we have some of our politicians that had Chinese communists working for their office. They didn't even vet them. You know, Natasha, I don't want you to get angry, but I am against the migrants coming in here. But I'm not against migrants coming in here. I believe that America should accept everybody from across the world. America, the Statue of Liberty says, give me your poor. Give me the people that are struggling. That is the message to the world, that we'll take everybody. That's the beauty of this great land. You know, Ronald Reagan said, you can't be a Frenchman, you can't be an Englishman, you can't be an Israeli, but an American. An American is everybody. When you come to America, you become an American no matter where you're born. I love America. My father was a person. Yes, you have to come in legally. Now, we understand that the migrants have nowhere to go. So we'll take them, but vet them. Vet them for their rapes. Vet them for their criminality. Don't let the gang members in. Don't let terrorists in from the other countries. We're not even vetting them. And then we're letting them jump ahead of the line, where a lot of our other people that have applied for legal citizenship are waiting 5, 7, 10 years to become citizens, and you're giving these migrants to jump up the rope. Just imagine you cut somebody in line to buy a hot dog, you'd be screamed at and hollered. Here we let people speed up the track.
Heshy, I have higher standards in vetting for a group chat on the internet than we do at our borders. Okay, it's sad.
I know. I believe you. I've been part of so many groups, and they ask me so many questions, and the migrants just get in. And again, I want to take care of the poor. I don't like them sleeping on the street. I don't want their children to be homeless. I've seen some of the kids in the street in Israel and Mexico and Europe and Sri Lanka and a lot of the Dominican countries. I understand what it is to struggle and poor, and coming to this great country that you have an opportunity. Everybody has that opportunity, and they should be given that. And if you work hard, you're right, maybe they can't move up the ladder. But I know that I have helped so many people, and now when I got in trouble, it was something for immigration. Now everything that they're doing is completely illegal that they said over the last 30 years that were committed for people or lawyers that were helping the illegal immigrants or people filing their paperwork. And now they're giving them freedom. They keep changing the laws. I don't know if you're into pot, Natasha, but I'm not. I have no problem, again, that marijuana is legal. But it should not be legal for sale. Go home, buy yourself a seed, plant the marijuana, learn how to do it, but it shouldn't be for sale to the public on the street.
People should be able to grow plants. I think
do it. Grow 10 of them. Grow 12.
Dispensary where it kind of commercializes it.
I have a problem that even with the commercializing of it, it shouldn't be sold on the street. It has to be sold to, you can't have an 18-year-old drinking. You can't have anybody, 18-year-old smoking. You know what I mean? But to buy marijuana, you should have at least a 21, a 25 age group, just like that. There should be a way that... I understand if you're on cancer. There are rules and regulations just like abortion. Even though I'm against it, but then I'm not against it. I'm against the migrants, but I'm not against it. We all have two sides of it. There's no way...
Balance. You got to have balance.
You got to have...
you can't be too extreme on something, because if you don't think about the opposite side, you're just in an echo chamber. And an echo chamber just creates, you're hearing your own voice.
Right, and you have to have compassion. We need to have compassion. Yes, that's why America is so great, because we do compassion. We give out billions and billions of our money from our taxpayers' hard-earned money. We owe $37 trillion. If we stop giving the world money, we stop doing it, we can pay off our budget. We can pay off our debt in no time. Really, just imagine you have 300 million Americans each giving $1,000 to taxes. Everybody, I know not everybody can afford it, but if everybody did, we'd pay off our debt in no time. Even Warren Buffett says there's a way to do it. They're not using their brains, and you're right, they're passing the debt on to the next generation. And the problem is, you think by them saying the next generation, Natasha, is our children. No, I'm the next generation. I'm the guy that's made it so far through life, worked hard, that I'm entitled to take a break, and now I have to take my savings, and that I've made some money, that I'm in a higher tax bracket, to pay out my hard-earned money to pay off their debt that they're not even paying off, because their interest just keeps going. They have a guy, Powell, who is the worst Fed chairman in the world. He's the worst. He's made us suffer up and down with points. I mean, it has no common sense. And we sit there and we watch him in the morning, and we actually think he's God. And whatever word he says, he controls trillions of dollars to go up and down. One idiot. Oh, my God.
I just want to say one more thing, that you brought up Warren Buffett, and then you brought up, people having trouble paying for things. So I just want to remind everyone of some great advice that Warren Buffett actually gave, which is buy the dip. So when you see a commodity or an investment, a crypto, a stock, or whatever go drop in value, buy a whole bunch of it and then pump it, make it popular, and then sell high. So everybody try and do that so we don't all go totally broke, okay?
You're delicious, Natasha. I love you very much. And thank you for calling into the show. And I think you're just great. But I have a little bit different advice for you. And what I do every week is, now that I'm on a diet, so I don't eat the 7 corned beef sandwiches and 2 pies of pizza. So what I've been doing over the last couple of years, I buy myself, when I have extra money, 1 share of stock. I know you laugh at me, but I owned a total of 89 shares of Google stock. And by buying 1 or 2 a week, you can make fun of it, and it adds up in like a savings account. And I believe you should always buy a stock that goes up. Of course, you sell it high, but you sell it when you need the money. When Google came out with its earnings, I made a couple extra dollars and I sold it. I didn't make that much money, but I was able to take that little bank and figure out when to sell. You should buy stuff that is good companies that make a profit, companies that are in the future. I love Google. Even though BlackRock, you're not going to make a lot of money, if you have an extra $1,000, buy 1 share instead of putting the money in a savings account. Buy a share, because these companies are billion-dollar companies and everybody else does it. Don't gamble. Some people are gambling in stocks. Sell high, buy low. It goes up and down. I don't like that. I like to invest and keep my stuff. My son always tells me, sell out your portfolio. I said, why? I've been buying to invest good stuff for the long term. I don't need to make 19% interest and gamble. I'm looking at a 5.5% tax-free bond that's guaranteed income. I'm looking to buy a stock that will mature over the next 20 years or 15 years and go up. And little by little, safe things, good companies like my company. I have good workers, and people call me because they know I'll finish the job. There's a lot of competitors out there by me who don't finish their job. You're right, their prices are cheaper, but when they screw you, what is the main rule? Cheap is expensive. Expensive is cheap. So use your brains. Buy stuff, even though you can't afford the 5,000 buys, buy something a little bit smaller, put away your monies, think of the future, because they're going to be leaving you with debt. I want to just tell you, stabbing on the subway in Staten Island. A rock-wielding stranger bashed another New York City rider. I mean, you're talking just one after the next. And when I'm watching TV, they still talk about COVID. You call CVS Pharmacy, they want you to have the COVID shot. And one of the pharmacy companies are complaining that the COVID shots they're not making as much money because COVID is not being taken around. And then I had another guy screaming at me, during COVID, you embarrassed us. I said, embarrassed you? You weren't happy when you were locked up 3 months in your house and they didn't let you out, and I showed you how to get out? I showed you that it was a lie? He says, but you did it by embarrassing our community. I said, there was no other way. You were just sitting there. They let us get away with it. And now they're going to maybe indict for Cuomo lying about COVID. I just read about it. They're going to come after Cuomo for lying, and Cuomo wants to run for mayor. This guy is, if you want to say Nazi, that's a Nazi. I know I shouldn't be saying it, but he's a man who, what he did to us during COVID was terrible. Terrible. And now they're seeing that he lied, and forget that he was incompetent. He just lied. We know that Fauci lied. I don't know how he's getting away with it and not being in trouble. I don't know. And by the way, the NYPD has identified at least 41 members of the Venezuelan gang called 10 de Aguirre in the Bag Apple. They could be well over 200 of them, and they're committing crimes one after the next after the next. I don't know. So we have our elections coming up. I'm telling you again before my listeners get off WSNR, vote for Trump. I'm telling you that I'm voting for Trump. I'm straight out telling you Linda voted for Trump, even though I shouldn't tell you what the vote is, but I'm not taking a video of it. I'm telling you to not vote for Proposition 1. Not that I have a problem with Proposition 1, but they're so tricking us with adding stuff on. A law is a law. Don't add 20 different things in. When the Congress and Senate and assemblies pass bills, they don't approve it unless they add stuff in there. Why? Why make it so complicated? Pass the bill and fill out another one. They're trying to play you, and it's unacceptable. And I'm back online. I'm back on the air. And I'm telling you, when Trump wins next week, when you join the show, all call, because we're going to have a good laugh. And I'm telling you, he's going to win. He has to win by a big margin. And I think the people of all the different races and all the different communities and all the different genders, I know, I stupid what I just said. There's only two genders, male and female, but it seems like we have other ones. And you know what bothers me the most? That we allow people to get away or get out of jail after murder and crime, but allow our children to get raped or kidnapped or change their gender or arrest parents that don't want to allow their children to change their gender. You're crazy. You know, they even have a new law now somewhere that if the kids miss school, you can arrest the parents. If the kids are hiding, are you crazy? Thank you, WSNR listeners, for joining the show, and goodbye, and join us back again next week. Again, I want to remind you, HeshyTishler.com. Don't forget to vote by next Tuesday. I think early voting is this Saturday. It closes down. I don't like early voting, but Linda made me crazy with this early voting. So I'm telling you now that I don't trust early voting. But I did not vote yet, but I am voting for Trump. So is Linda. And I'm taking my sister Esther to go vote too. But Linda's forcing me. We almost went to vote this morning. And I said, Linda, please let's wait till Tuesday. So we're a little bit arguing out. We were a little bit busy doing our community service this morning. By the way, the law allowing New York cities to padlock hundreds of suspected illegal pot shops was ruled unconstitutional. And not only was it unconstitutional, the sheriffs were stealing their money. And then they couldn't give it back, or they couldn't find it, or it went missing. I'm trying to explain this to you. The reason why I'm telling you, because this is the stupid sheriff's unit that I need to shut down. They're a waste of our money. They're a waste of our time. They're a zero. They should be helping landlords with evictions, or people were serving proper documents, but they're just too busy thinking they're police officers when they're not. When you pay the city a fine or you get a violation, even before you go to court to resolve the violation, you must pay the fine, or you can't continue with your job. If you win the violation, to get a refund could take you 6 months, a year, 2 years. Most of the time he gives up, and the money is kept by the city. Where's all that money? To what some reports came out, there was over $100 million in fines that were supposed to be returned that people just couldn't get back from the Department of Finance. And after like 2 or 3 or 5 years, you lose it. And you can't get it back if you didn't file the right documents. And when you file it, you need a guy like me. And I have guys who are calling me for little tickets, and I tell them it's just not worth to sit on the phone or go down to the ECB for $50 or $100 fines anymore. Sitting there, they keep you there a whole day. And sometimes when you get there, they adjourn the thing and you have to come back again. So people just pay it. This is just unconscionable, un-American. You know, I have a guy now who got a violation and he was not guilty. And since he didn't comply quick enough, because he couldn't, because the city held back to file his plans and it takes forever with the red tape, they gave him a failure to comply they just raised it from $1,500 to $5,000 additional fine for not filing the documents, which the city didn't let us file. Now, when we win this case, for him to get that money back, he's not getting it back. I have another guy who had to pay $12,000. I'm telling him now that I hope he gets it back. He has to keep copies of his checks back and front, copies of his deposit slip, copies of the statement. I mean, I'm telling you, if you don't have all those records and the receipt, you're not getting your money back. And the city knows the game. It used to be much easier. They don't let you put it on a credit card because they know you'll be able to deny it, and they won't fight it. So you lost it. You have to give them only a certified check, not even a regular check. This is what our city does. No system. We don't care. Somebody gets into power to become a chief or to become a commissioner, they don't care about you anymore. And when they were in the regular world as contractors and architects, they had the same issues. The reason they joined the city was to get an easy job, to go home at 5 o'clock, to get off on Columbus Day, to get off on Thanksgiving, to get off on Election Day, to get off Christmas, New Year's, the Jewish holidays. I mean, they just I'm telling you, they get like 30 paid holidays. Forget to get 2 weeks vacation. Forget to get another 10 days sick leave. If they don't get 2 months off, plus, I don't even know. And they're getting paid money an hour for, I know they're not getting paid great monies. They make 130,000 a year. But some of them don't want to be promoted up because if you're a regular worker, you get overtime. Time and a half, hazard pay. They're sucking the city dry. They don't deserve to suck it. Our show is coming to an end. I had so much more to discuss with you. But again, I ranted and raved about a lot of other things. Thank you for listening to my show, everybody. I hope you come back again next week. We're going to really see the election win. I'm excited for Trump. I really feel we're going to win it. Anybody know the Yankee score? I hope you send it to me. Come back next week. Let's play the music. You will all